threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Well, we're still surviving those disasters past.
Boring.
But you guys are so stupid.
Nothing funny ain't happening anymore.
No hook hands and no nothing. If you would have been here pre-show, you've been laughing your ass off.
Yep, and we'd have lost our jobs.
Yeah, but here we are, Cam.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. What are we
A
talking
little
about?
bit came out there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about on March 11th, and I remember this.
You do.
2011, one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that part.
Well, I mean, we are, but
Yeah,
not
kinda.
really.
We're going to talk about the tsunami in Japan that took out the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
It began as just a normal natural disaster.
Yeah.
Tsunami, earthquake, tsunami, and then this is the part that I felt like was like kind of thrown into the news, and you didn't really realize how much of a problem it was. But that's what we're going to kind of talk about is how basically the domino effect of this and the effect it had on the Fukushima nuclear power plant.
Bad deal.
How to prepare for something like this.
Well, you know how to prepare. You got to get
Don't live
BattleBox.
next to a nuclear power plant.
No, you got to get BattleBox.
That's true.
Cam. It's the monthly subscription box full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of hand-picked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you'd normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. The Blowfish Cordless Air Inflator. This thing is fabulous.
It is.
The QSP Gannett folder. That's also fabulous. All this badassness starts at just $34.99 per month. They've shipped over 1 million boxes, and they want best subscription box of 2020. Our listeners can get 15% off when you sign up at survive.battlebox.com/casualpeppers. Peppers. Get your first battle box and 15% off at survive.battlebox.com/casualpeppers.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's good, though, because people skip over the commercials. They miss some of the best stuff.
Yeah, don't forward 15 seconds. You're missing the goods.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
missed that one.
Yeah, you missed that one.
Hopefully not.
So, what happened?
I told
Cam,
you already.
You already told me, yeah. March 11th, 2011.
Yeah.
2:46 p.m. local time. That's not our time. We're not talking about Utah time.
Yeah.
A massive 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off Japan's northeast coast near the Tohoku region. I think it's Tohoku region. It was the strongest quake in Japan's recorded history.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That is bananas. And the fourth most powerful in the world since modern record keeping began.
Wow.
And I don't know when that was.
No one.
I mean, when have they been keeping, like, everybody, earthquake, write it on a cave wall. I don't know how long ago
yeah, I don't know.
it's been.
My name's Adam. This is the worst shaking ground episode.
Eve tipped over. Broke a rib.
High winds. Scary.
Yeah.
That's probably when it first started.
probably what happened. The shaking lasted around 6 minutes. Can you imagine
Oh
a
my
6-minute earthquake? It seems like a long
Yeah,
time.
you'd be like, it's never going to stop.
I mean, that's like a Taylor Swift song. Some of them are long.
That's a lot. Yeah. 6 minutes, man.
6
That's
minutes.
a long time.
Don't tell your wife 6 minutes is a long time. Let her know it's a long time. I don't know.
Everybody would know.
Everybody.
Well, I'm drunk right now on Element. You can't even get the can, can't even get the can up.
Hitting everything
Yeah,
all the way
man.
up. Just pour it out onto the floor. You know. Anyways, 6 minutes. So long enough for like entire neighborhoods to buckle. Those suckers are just, buckling. Buildings cracked open. Highways split apart. The ground literally shifted beneath people's feet. The quake was so strong. This is insane. It actually moved the main island of Honshu about 8 feet east.
Holy crap.
Just like, hey, we're going to take this 8 feet east this way.
Wow.
And also, it tilted the Earth's axis by a few inches.
No kidding.
Apparently, it can do that.
Just shake it off from its axis. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's another Taylor Swift. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it
Huh,
off.
huh.
Its
Yeah.
axis.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how much energy we're talking about here.
That's crazy.
And then that wasn't even the worst part.
To just be from Earth's crust, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's like, and it shifts it off.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's mathematical.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But then came the second blow, the tsunami. Within an hour, the ocean pulled back and then came roaring in, right?
We talked about
that. So when you see the ocean going out like that, you need to run. And don't run
My
towards
kids
the
be
ocean.
like, all the seashells.
Yeah. I want to get some lures.
Run all the way down to the end of.
Yeah. Some waves reached 130 feet high.
That is high.
That's a 12-story building made of water.
Oh, man.
It's a building you don't want to live in. Along the coast, whole towns disappeared, just like took them.
Yeah.
You guys are gone. Cars, houses, fishing boats, those suckers are gone. In the city of Sendai, people watched from rooftops as black seawater swallowed farmland, pushing cars, ships, and even flaming debris miles inland.
I remember specifically the news report showing that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is that the Earth? Like, what is moving? And it was just a wall of water covering
Yeah.
farms and everything.
And like, there's people just like standing on buildings, and it's just rushing in around them.
Yeah.
That was the creepiest.
That
stuff
was
ever,
super
dude.
creepy.
Yeah. When the quake hit, the reactors automatically shut. Okay, 150 miles north of Tokyo, it's at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Daiichi, whatever.
I don't know.
Built in the early 1970s, and it was running 6 reactors. When the quake hit, the reactors automatically shut down like they were
this
supposed
thing
to.
had what, like 4 or 5 fail safes?
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
And all of them pretty much worked.
They did.
Except for one that we'll talk
Except for
about.
all of it being built on the sea level.
Yeah. That part all worked perfectly, but the real danger began when the tsunami came crashing over the plant's 33-foot seawall. The funny thing was, like, I think the week before, or even might have been the day before, they had a report at this place that, like, hey, you know what? There was a tsunami way back in the day that
Maybe
got
it's too tall.
higher. And so we need to like figure out about this seawall. Like, all right, we'll figure that out in the future. And then like the next day, this thing happened, which is so crazy.
That sounds about right.
The wave flooded
33 feet wall. I mean, it's like
like
nothing's
that's
coming
good.
through that.
Yeah, no way. It did. The wave flooded the backup diesel generators
That's
that
right.
powered the cooling system. So in a it's very complicated, very technical here, Cam. I can't really explain it much, but it has to stay cool.
Yeah.
You have these uranium rods, all that stuff. You can't get too hot. And these backup diesel generators, they powered all the cooling systems that kept this stuff going. And they got flooded with a lot of seawater, and that's bad. And with the power out, the cooling pumps just stopped running, which obviously is bad news when you have nuclear fuel that stays hot for days even after shutdown.
Ugh.
So inside the reactors, water levels obviously dropped and exposed those uranium fuel rods. Them suckers were just
Holy
like boing,
Fukushima,
boing, boing. There
man.
they were. Yeah, holy Fukushima. When the metal on those rods reacted with steam, it created hydrogen gas. And that's not good. Hydrogen
wow.
gas is a recipe for explosions. So over the next few days, this is exactly what happened. March 12th, this is the next day, a hydrogen blast ripped apart Reactor 1's buildings, sending a white plume of radioactive steam into the sky. That's not good.
That sounds real healthy.
Not good. March 14th, 2 days later, Reactor 3 exploded, an enormous blast that scattered debris and temporarily exposed the spent fuel pool. There's a fuel pool, that's hard to say, but it's not good. March 15th, the next day, Reactor 4 caught fire after another hydrogen buildup. So all of this is very bad news. Helicopters dumped seawater from above to cool things down, while fire crews blasted hoses from the ground. And if you know anything about radiation, I think this was something in Chernobyl too, where they were trying to do stuff from above, but even then,
Yeah.
they were exposed to radiation in helicopters and stuff. This is very bad. Radiation levels spiked so high that some workers were expected not to survive. These men became known as the Fukushima 50, a small group who stayed behind to stabilize the plant, fully aware of the risk.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, evacuation orders went out, but they went out very chaotically. It was not a very orderly thing. Over 150,000 people fled their homes that were near this thing. Some headed straight into contaminated areas because no one knew the direction of the fallout. So all that steam and all that stuff was going up, and then it was going out with, whichever way the fallout was going. Hospitals or roads were jammed. Fuel was gone, and communication systems were down.
I gotta get out.
Not good. Hospitals ran out of power, so there was a bunch of patients that were on life support. They just died because they didn't have any power. Right? There was a nuclear
power plant's
meltdown.
Gone.
Yeah. And they had some backup power, but that only lasts so long. And rescue workers were dealing with an earthquake, a tsunami, and a nuclear meltdown all at once. This is like a horrible.
This is the worst
cocktail
trio
disaster. In the following days, radioactive iodine and cesium leaked into the air and ocean.
That's good.
Not great. Crops and milk from nearby farms tested positive for contamination. Don't want to drink
radiated milk?
Yeah, it's not good. Fishing was halted across the region. Even today, Japan is still pumping and treating contaminated groundwater to keep it from spreading.
Holy crap.
The combined toll from the quake, the tsunami, and the nuclear crisis was insane. Over 18,000 people dead or missing, and hundreds of thousands were displaced because of this. Japan, they eventually stabilized the site, but the full cleanup and decommissioning of Fukushima Daiichi, however you want to say it, is expected to take 30 to 40 more years.
Oh my gosh.
This is why, that's why people are scared of nuclear power.
Yeah.
Right? Especially these older plants built like in the 60s and 70s.
If anything goes wrong.
Yeah. It remains one of the most complex disasters in modern history, a reminder that sometimes it's not the first hit that gets you, it's everything that fails afterward.
And that's, perfect example.
Perfect example. Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. It's like Japan are super smart, and they had all these fail safes in place. It was just an event that was not preventable. You know what I mean? Like,
unless their seawall would have been
just
higher.
a little higher. Even then, it's like how high would they have? Another foot or two.
Well, I think it breached it by like 10 feet or something.
So I was gonna say, would they have gone that high? Would they have like another 6 feet, and it still wouldn't have been enough?
Nope.
So anyway, so some of the survival lessons that we learned from this. Number one, like you've been talking about, chain reactions happen and they matter, and you need to think about that with every disaster. Disasters rarely happen in isolation. An earthquake can cause a tsunami, which sweeps over the land and knocks out everything and destroys power plants, and it's just a cascading effect that can be super devastating.
And that's not just like these natural disasters; it's every sort of disaster.
Like a virus, for example, that shuts down everything, and we're still paying for it. What? Preparedness should always account for that cascading effect. The more you understand about it and the threats around you, the better you are. Tsunamis created a massive domino effect in the country who knows of and prepares for tsunamis. It's not like a place like just totally unexpected.
What's tsunami? Why is there a T in front of that?
Did we make that word? Yes.
Yes.
And then don't solely rely on government response. We know this quite well.
Yeah, we talk about this.
But the thing is, don't ignore it either. Yeah. Because it's like, if you really need to be prepared ahead of time and start recognizing signs before the government eventually tells you. Evacuation zones were confusing for people, like you said. Yeah. After they said.
You can't ignore government, and you can't try and be like, well, I don't need government's help. I'll do it all myself.
Exactly.
No, don't be an idiot. If you can use the help or the information or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that's like, I hate freaking Barack Obama.
They're always trying to kill us.
Don't show me orange. They
want us to evacuate up into the mountains and die.
Yeah. You gotta be reasonable.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the thing that we saw with this is evacuation zones were confusing. The information was scarce, and some residents fled in the wrong direction.
Evacuation directions are all in Japanese.
Walk into that cloud right now. Behind it's great.
Breathe in that
Green Valley. It's beautiful.
Bunch of rice back there. You're gonna be good.
Airport, you get planes take you out of here.
Yeah.
And then have your own plan. Because everybody's going to follow the same route, the one route that probably is going to be given by the government or the community.
The easiest route, probably.
So, it's the wheelchair route. That's what we call it.
It's a ramp. Just a big, long ramp.
Yeah, everybody's going to ride on it.
Coming back up sucks. Going down is
rascal
great.
charges on the way. But have your own plan, maps, routes, communication options, which can save lives. In particular, your own. Okay, that's the most important.
That's the most important one right now is yours.
Don't be. I know it sounds selfish, but you got to stay alive to learn about this stuff and give that information to more people.
Your kids don't know. Your wife, your husband don't know.
Stops there.
Listen.
And this plan should be reviewed and shared with your family or beyond that to like friends and neighbors and everybody.
I'm gonna take it to my neighbors. My plan.
I know. It's like. I'm just saying, get your community involved.
Look, I got a plan here that my family's made.
I know it looks weird, all this practice we're doing, but I want you to be part of it.
Yeah, you get on a rascal, we're going to go down the ramp.
When all the lights are red, I want you to follow my plan.
Lights are red, you're going to be dead. That's how we remember it.
Lights are red. Come with me, Fred.
My name ain't Fred. It is now, dipshit. Let it go.
I've named you Fred.
It says it in the plan. That's your name.
We're not changing the plan. We've gone over it.
I already printed it out. I got an old printer ink.
You rip the sides off.
Dot matrix.
And you mash them together in this fire starter. You're welcome.
Get out of here, Fred.
Yeah, and then the other thing after this is the scary part of, in this, particular scenario, the nuclear danger, man. Yeah. Radiation, guess what? Can't see it. Unless you got special eyeballs, but we don't.
There ain't no radiation out there.
So radiation's invisible, it's odorless, and it's slow acting. Yeah. Pretty soon you'll be tasting pennies, and then you'll be throwing up, and you're dead.
And your lungs are in your mouth.
So that's the creepiest part about the whole thing.
The radiation is so scary.
It is. It's like, why does my mouth taste like iron?
Why is my tongue sloughing off?
Yeah.
What's happening?
My ears are ringing.
Oh, that's normal.
That's normal for me, actually, yeah. And many evacuees didn't realize how serious the contamination was until it was too late.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you live within, 100 miles or more of 100
million miles.
But like a lot of people live next to nuclear reactors and don't realize the threat of actors.
Nuclear actors.
They're the best.
Oh my God.
They put off some crazy, they radiate power and energy. Nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
But like, is it Devil's Canyon? Like that one's right on the coast by LA and all that. You have to have a good plan because you never know. And that West Coast, the whole West Coast is due for a massive tsunami at some point.
Side.
I doubt old Hell's Canyon nuclear reactor has 39-foot walls.
I don't know what they got.
I don't either.
To be honest with you.
It looks like it's in the ocean to me.
It does, yeah.
Just sitting down on the beach. And then long-term displacement is real. Like after all this happens, everybody flees. Then where do you go? So
insurance probably don't cover it.
Guaranteed they don't. Preparedness isn't about surviving day one. It's about having the financial, mental, and logistical resilience for months or years to follow. I mean, it's going to take 30 to 40 years to clean this mess up.
Yeah.
And are they back in that town at all?
I think there are. Was that the place
Just
where
the Fukushima 50?
Yeah, I don't know. I think is that the place where they had like the
robots and stuff?
Well, I know they had robots, but they had like those pigs that were like
radiated. No, I don't
were running around because there was no one living there. It's like the pigs just like took over.
Oh no!
And they were like radiated.
Why does that sound super familiar? Is it there?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were like just
maybe. Yeah,
gigantic radiated,
and
pigs.
They were just running around town, owning the place. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Talking to people. New pig mayor.
It's a pig man. You seen that Seinfeld? Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's a good one.
But yeah. So I'm sure no one prepared for pigs overrunning their town.
No.
After a nuclear fallout or disaster. And the other big thing, your power plant goes down. Guess what? You don't have any power. So backup power saves lives. Hospitals, cities, and individuals with generators and battery systems fared much better. Redundant energy sources can be critical when the grid collapses. I think that's the part I have covered 16 times over.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of like power and backup plan, but still, that's not going to last forever.
After 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster, thousands of farm animals were left behind when residents were forced to evacuate over radiation. Over time, many domestic pigs escaped their pens and began to breed with wild boars.
Dang.
The result was a population of hybrid boar pigs. These hybrids
Isn't a boar just a pig?
I don't know.
Boar pig.
Became common in the abandoned exclusion zone. They're tougher than domestic pigs, but less cautious than a true wild boar. Anyways,
That's interesting.
they have spread through rural Fukushima, feeding on crops, becoming a nuisance to farmers. Anyways,
Are they radiated?
yeah, most tests found radiation levels in the animals' meat
Can't
were
even eat
low, but traceable.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I think like Chernobyl, they just like went and shot most of the animals.
Oh, yeah.
So here they're
They
like.
probably ate them, too.
I'm sure.
You know?
Yeah. And then, last is the cooperation and evacuation teams and others. Like large scale movements save many lives. Following trained responders increases survival odds. You just
Yeah.
hope that there are trained responders, but you should be the trained responder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and don't be a douche, like you were saying. Like, don't think you know better. And if you didn't prepare ahead of time, you should really be following somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait this out.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a good idea.
The government.
Potato salad.
But yeah, neighbors helped each other evacuate and find supplies. Teamwork improves survival chances.
Yeah.
As much as you hate your neighbors, you should consider at some point having Fred help you move wherever you're going to go.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah, so
That's how it's done.
but those are some things we learned from that
Yeah.
that we can apply, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail.
For
on
sure.
that.
If you didn't know, Cam, electrolyte deficiency or imbalances, they can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, and weakness. As people want to be prepared and ready for anything, the last thing you need is something that will slow you down when you need to be ready the most. That's why we at Casual Preppers have teamed up with Element. It is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing that you don't. We think it's perfect for bug-out bags and EDC kits. Why, Cam? Well, because it contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 mgs of magnesium. Casual Preppers listeners can get a free Element sample pack of the most popular drink flavors when you make any purchase through our exclusive Casual Preppers link. This offer may be claimed by first-time and returning Element customers, but you gotta go to our link. Head to drinkelement.com/casualpreppers to get your order and your free sample pack. That is drinklmnt.com/casualpreppers.
My wife took our kids to the eye doctor, and he's like, as they're leaving, he's like, I got one question. What is LMNT?
Why
She had
is-
a hat on.
Oh, the hat. That's funny.
And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, well, here's your podcast. You
then
can listen to this.
Let me give you a link.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the modern prepper takeaway for this stuff, we've kind of already gone over this piece of it, but it is such a big deal. Plan for compound disasters. Again, they don't just show up. It's not just like, oh, there's an earthquake. Everything's good after that.
Yes,
Over.
glad there ain't any more.
Yeah. The people in Japan weren't just facing an earthquake. They were hit with a tsunami, then radiation. Then we got pigs. They got everything.
Jeez,
Long-term displacement, everything. So when you prep, don't imagine a single event. I mean, you can, but you're stopping short of where you need to be imagining. Because it's like dominoes, right?
First event really isn't going to, may not even get to you. But
Yeah. The compounding events may. So you have to think in layers. An earthquake knocks out the grid, flood cuts off the roads, chemical spill forces evacuation, grows a tail, all that kind of stuff you don't
Yeah.
want. Very bad. So stack those scenarios and see where your weak points are when you're prepping. It's very important. And then have multiple evacuation options. In nuclear or chemical emergencies, you may have to go well beyond your usual safe zone. You might not be able to go like 10 miles out of town. That might not be enough.
Yeah.
Especially not going to be enough in a nuclear disaster. You want to get the F out as far as you can go. So identify at least 2 or 3 evacuation routes in different directions because, again, they didn't know which way the radiation was floating
yeah.
over these people, and a lot of them just ran right into it, right? And they were tired and they were breathing hard.
We're going to get in trouble with that one.
This is bad, yeah. So have a couple of routes in a couple of different directions. Pre-plan where you'd stay for an extended period if your hometown became unlivable, right? You got to go in different directions. In Fukushima, some evacuees were told to move one way only to find out they were driving into radioactive fallout. That's bad. Never rely on last-minute official guidance alone. Be gathering information.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Excuse my bloody nose.
It's not a big deal.
I've been thrown up.
Yeah, tongue fell out. Not a big deal. Just keep walking.
Like on RoboCop.
Here. Help me. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you're gathering information the entire time, not just like, watching Netflix until the radiation hits your window.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to figure out, where do I go? You keep getting information as much as you can. Know your region's hazards.
Need a cinder block car.
Yeah.
Block
you do,
all that.
for sure, yeah. Like, you don't have to live near a reactor to face this sort of risk. There's a lot of other things in the world that are scary and gross that can come in your face. Come to your face.
Yeah.
Come around your face.
Yeah.
Trying to make it better, not working.
Yeah. It wasn't even an intended
The
sexual
look in your face was not good. So look around your area. Do you have refineries? You have rail lines because they're always carrying hazardous materials. And do you have a chemical plant or a hydroelectric dam and all that kind of stuff? All of those things can go bad and create secondary disasters for you in your area. Every prepper should know what's nearby and how those systems could fail if nature or human error sets them off.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's important.
Very important. Fallout and chemical exposure don't look dangerous at first, like Cam said, until your nose is bleeding and you can't hear.
A mouthful of pennies.
A mouthful of pennies. Pennies are great, but you don't want them in your mouth. They're invisible and they're odorless, so you want to keep things like N95 masks and nitrile gloves and plastic sheeting and duct tape in your home and your vehicle kits because you want to get those things in place before those things are in your face. Like I said
That's
before.
good. Better.
Right?
That was a cleaner version.
That one was PG. You can use them to seal off a room and line vents or create a quick decon zone to keep particles out. Particles are bad.
Yeah. It'd be hard to stay put. It was like, I'm out.
I don't know. I mean, again, this isn't just a nuclear. This could be like a chemical spill or something like that,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
So similar things you may have to stay put. You don't know.
Yeah.
Could happen.
But it'd be hard to flee too.
It's hard to
like
flee.
all your stuff's
hard to
there.
stay put, hard to flee.
Yeah.
Hard to do all these things. In Fukushima, some families were unknowingly tracking radioactive dust inside their homes simply because they didn't have a way to isolate entry points. So they were just like sitting on the couch and it was all radiated.
Potato chips with all their radiated hands.
Dipping it in their milk and it was all radiated. Right? It's very bad.
This pork tastes weird.
What's wrong with my sushi?
Yeah.
It's gross.
Tastes weird.
When grid power goes down, like everything stops. Communication, refrigeration, access to cash. You can't get all that stuff. So a small generator or a battery bank or a solar setup can help at least keep your lights on and maybe your radio's charged and freezers running long enough to save food or medication. God forbid you got medication and you stay cold.
Yeah, seriously.
In this situation, that's a bad deal. The hospitals and shelters in Japan that had redundant power systems were the ones that stayed operational during the worst of it. Even they ran out eventually, but those are the ones you wanted to be in, right? Not the ones that didn't have any of that stuff. And then you need to consider your long-term disruptions. Some Fukushima evacuees were never able to return home.
Yeah.
Entire towns were abandoned for years and are still somewhat abandoned. That means prepping isn't just about like that.
Except for the pigs.
Except for the pigs. Pigs live there.
Pigs run the place.
Isn't just about that 72 hours. It's about having the financial and emotional resilience to start over somewhere else if you had to. Because that
would
might
be hard.
happen. Yeah, F that. I don't want that. But you might have to. Think about documents and insurance and offsite backups and a plan for what happens if home suddenly
Just completely abandon the whole place.
Yeah, if you just can't go back home. So
that would suck.
And then train for information chaos. And I think we're all pretty well trained in this by this point. But when multiple systems collapse, you have power and cell and radio, it's easy to lose situational awareness and not to know what's going on. Learn how to monitor emergency frequencies with like one of them hand crank battery powered radios. Build that small neighborhood comms plan, get Fred involved, give him his copy, before the disaster hits. The people who knew how to communicate without the internet were the ones who got accurate updates and made smarter moves during
crazy.
Fukushima.
You're starting to see that. That's the thing, is just so modern. You were able to see what it actually could do because it was all filmed.
Yep.
And then, it's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, let's say you do live next to a nuclear power plant.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And an accident does happen. What do? Time is critical, obviously.
Yeah.
Radiation exposure increases rapidly after the event. And then it starts to taper off. But that could take thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
So get indoors immediately. Don't be out in the air trying to, do I taste pennies? That's what Casper Pepper told me.
I don't smell the radiation yet.
Smells like bloody sinuses.
Smells like I'm going to be knocked out.
Yeah. So get indoors immediately. Potential shelters can be places such as basements, subways, tunnels, and windowless center areas in middle floors and high-rise buildings.
Yeah.
You should
The worst
look
office
ahead
space.
and ask your community like what kind of like shelters they have for such an event.
Yeah,
'Cause
sometimes
they
there
should
are
have them.
fallout shelters.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And then obviously brick and concrete buildings offer the best shielding from radiation.
Yep.
The deeper you are, the better you are.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Then seal and stay put.
Yeah.
Close windows and doors. Turn off ventilation systems. Seal gaps. Don't let kids in. Don't let kids out.
Yeah.
If they're out there when you tape off things,
That's where they live.
they stay there.
Yeah.
And they can live with the pigs.
They're going to have a tail soon, most likely.
Yeah. And then listen for official instructions. This is still very important, you know. Like you were saying, there were issues and there was some unorganized information that kind of led people into radiation
Bad
fields.
deals,
But
yeah.
the thing is, you need to know ongoing, like what to do next and how bad it's getting and where it's spreading. Like you will continually get information on this, you hope, unless everybody dies, but that's unlikely. And get preparation tips for emergency broadcasts as it will update evacuation zones and radiation levels. So that's why it's so important to have backup power systems to run your radios, crank radios, all that stuff.
That's
so
what-
that you
yeah.
continue to get communications.
Crank radio is just like everybody in the world should have one.
Super cheap, easy to use, and as long as you have your hands, you can do it.
Yeah, if you lose your hands, use your toes.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. Just put it in your mouth and spin it
Stick
around.
the little thing up your nose and move it around if you have to.
But it still works.
It still works, yeah.
And then decontaminate.
Decam.
Everybody tries to do that after a podcast.
Yeah.
Decontaminate if you're exposed. Remove outer clothing, shower thoroughly, and bag contaminated clothes away from living areas.
Yep.
The thing is, it's like, again, you may not even see any of that, but if you've been out there in it, it's best to just like get rid of everything that you were wearing and that was exposed.
Even if it was your favorite
Put your
shirt.
jammies on, get down in the basement.
That's right.
I
in
like
the
that.
middle.
In the middle. And then stay calm, stay put. Radiation levels drop quickly over time. Sometimes staying in place for 24, 48 hours is safer than moving around through the fallout.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you have to move out, you don't want to do it immediately when the radiation is the highest.
Unless you can beat it.
Unless you can beat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Evacuation if ordered.
No one wants to be defeated.
If you do, no. Good. If there is an evacuation order and you have to leave upwind and uphill.
That
Radiation
sounds like a lot of
particles
work.
settle downward and follow wind currents.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Upwind, uphill.
Yeah. And then if you do, hopefully, if you've listened to us and you have some potassium iodide, there's no harm in taking it.
Nah.
Do it.
Do
it. Can
it.
protect your thyroid. Testicles will fall off and all that other stuff.
Thyroid would be
But
good.
your thyroid would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more susceptible to thyroid or to damage from radiation and cancer. So if you have it, take it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediate like recovery and decontamination. Like I was saying, remove all that stuff, wash things thoroughly. It's just the same as a fallout, like a nuclear bomb. We talk about all the dust and particles. They're all radiated. So you got to clean all that crap off.
Yep.
And then the other thing is avoid like some local, like I would not be running and washing your grapes with radiated water that's probably contaminated.
Or the grapes that
Or
were grown next door that just got picked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like all of your vegetables, sorry, they're gone.
Yeah, take them away.
So you have to consider anything that's outside and exposed, not covered, is deadly. And then again, check all your protective gear, food, medical stockpiles, and make sure everything's ready for an event. So key takeaways from the Fukushima for preppers: high ground saves lives.
Yeah.
The flood itself, obviously, getting higher is safer. It's also safer with radiation. And then don't depend on a single system. Manual backups for power, water, information, stored water. So you're not using culinary water, and all of that, because everything gets contaminated and ruined in these events. Broken pipelines, radiation, all that crap. Radiation moves silently. So protective gear, sealing your environment is super important. And so with a whole bunch of events, like have ways to protect your home and seal it off.
Yeah.
And like we said, if it just means getting to the center of your house and isolating the in and out.
In and out. Burger.
Yeah, it's good. Actually, I hate it. It's overrated. Anyway.
And we just lost 1,000
I'm sure.
subscribers.
Yep. Sorry about that. I've tried them all, okay?
Okay.
And then community coordination, like work with the people you're around. Some of them may not have the best information. That's why you need to learn it ahead of time. But helping each other, it even showed in this event to be, life-saving.
Yeah.
Stay flexible. Plans should cover both evacuation and long-term sheltering. Again, plan A, B, C with all of these things. Super important.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps you survive a nuclear disaster, after a tsunami, after an earthquake, after...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you live anywhere near a nuclear plant, you just have to have your
You
ducks
really
in,
do.
in a row.
So, yeah, all of you folks, I know we don't have anybody listening from L.A. anymore, but
Yeah.
you should consider all that. Like,
Definitely should.
All of that on the East Coast, L.A. and all those. But listen, from Mad Gear, we have the Ready Plan app.
Yeah.
And you guys need to download this because it's where you can store all your information and share it with others. It's like their renowned contingency planner. It helps you prepare for hurricanes, power outages, nuclear meltdowns, unexpected emergencies. The Ready Plan app digitizes the essential process. We all carry phones, man. You can have all of your prepper plan in this app, and you can share it with others. That's what's so nice.
So simple.
This is more than an app. It's your dynamic guide to readiness, built with the same step-by-step logic found in our physical planners, which I would recommend you have as
100%.
well. Developed by the family and veteran-owned Mad Gear, Ready Plan ensures your critical information is always within reach and readily shareable. Don't wait for a crisis. Visit your app store right now. After you finish this podcast, download the Ready Plan app by Mad Gear. Ready, set, plan. Ready Plan by Mad Gear. Redefining preparedness for when SHTF. And use our code Casual Preppers for a discount.
Beautiful. Hey, Cam, we have the latest battle box. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And we're excited to tell
Right
you
next
about
to
it.
me, bruh.
Yeah, it's right next to you. So we have battle box mission 128. Really excited
That's
to
a good
tell you about
box.
it. Yeah, we have the Dango quick release tether. So this is a great little quick release for your keys or something, right? Or hanging off a
I
helicopter.
mean, it's got. I tried to pull it apart without pushing the button.
It won't do it.
Can't
No.
do it.
We have
Ain't tough enough.
No, ain't tough enough. Tumbled titanium EOD robotics breacher bar. You got a pry, pound, pop, punch through it. This is what you're going to use. All right?
I don't know what I did with that. Yeah, I was playing with it. Pretty
You
cool.
were playing with it. Then we got the battle box
lightweight, too.
30-liter dry bag. You got stuff that you don't want to get wet, put it in the bag.
Talked about tsunamis twice now.
That's right. The battle box pack out roll. This is like a little grab and go gear locker
It's
for
pretty
your
cool, though.
stuff. Kind of cool.
Nice way to keep it organized.
Yeah. Now, my favorite of the box, the Blowfish air inflator / battery charger. How cool is this?
Super cool, man.
I just put this in my truck, and I'm excited to get a flat tire now. So I can use
it's
it.
got all the different parts that you need to even pump up a football.
Yeah, it comes with all that stuff. Pretty freaking
cool.
rad. And then we have the Pro Plus knife of the month, the QSP Gannett Folder knife. I love a QSP.
Yeah.
Great.
This is a really pretty design.
Yeah, they're fantastic EDC knives. I love their stuff. So use our code Casual Preppers. Get your own battle box. And we also have the latest Crate Club. Whoa, what a day here in the studio. We got all the goods. And the latest Crate
Somebody's
Club.
preparing for something.
I know. The latest Crate Club has the Atwood Rope Mini TRD Micro Cord Dispenser. The turd dispenser.
Dude, I've used up all of mine.
Yep.
For all different projects.
Absolutely. And then we have the S&W Night Guard Headlamp Dual Beam. You can never have enough headlamps.
That looks super bright.
It does look super bright.
Look at all those little LED lights.
Then we have the Spot Shot Wi-Fi spotting scope camera. It's a spotting scope that's also a camera.
Oh, wow.
How rad is that?
That's pretty cool.
Then we have the Vox Kita Folder, a little minimalist EDC blade, I believe. Yeah, pretty cool. And then we have the My Medic sprain and fracture kit.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, their stuff is the best.
It's so good. So that is the latest Crate Club.
That's a lot of good
Cam.
Survivor stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you've hit subscribe. Make sure you've given us a 5-star review. Make sure you've checked out Raised by VHS. All the good stuff.